For us, for WHO, safety is paramount. We very much have a process which may look like it is slow to implement, but we also have to understand that WHO's emergency use listing applies for all 194 countries that WHO work with. It is extremely important that we go through that process. It's extremely rigorous. It's an agreed steps which has been done for, like I said, for any vaccines for which WHO works with. But we understand there could be seen as a delay in the whole process. But the safety and efficacy, looking into the vaccine, is just one small part that we look into. We look into the good clinical practice, what has been done during the clinical trials. We look into the good manufacturing practices of all the manufacturing sites of a vaccine. And I'm sure you will appreciate with me that this takes time. The emergency use listing of WHO is a mechanism that we help the countries to make that decision process for whom capacity may not be there. We provide these services to our member states. Some countries, and each and every country, has got a national regulatory authority, a drug authority in every country. They are very much capable of looking into all these data that WHO looks into. So that's why you see the US FDA has got their own mechanism. The European Medicine Agency is another mechanism. WHO has outlined some of them as a stringent regulatory authority, meaning that we are absolutely sure that they do have capacity and also the mechanisms in place, a global standard mechanism to make sure that these systems are in place. Countries are sovereign. Countries can make their own decision. They are making a decision for their own population base, right? WHO is making a decision for all 194 member states. If the country where I live in, if my government is making a decision for its population base to bring a vaccine, as they had been doing for ages now, to protect my child, protect my pregnant women, protect my elderly population, etc., I should have enough confidence in my Ministry of Health, in my government. I would say the first vaccine that the government provides me, I should be going for that. In terms of the different efficacy, I think it's a matter of time. It is anything more than 0 is better. So WHO has put in sort of what is the limit that we can consider a vaccine to be effective. WHO has said anything more than 50 should be fairly effective for the population. It should not be less than 30. None of these vaccines which we have used now, from Pfizer until Sinovac, for which we have reviewed the data, is anything less than 30. So they should be fairly confident, the population should be fairly confident that whichever vaccine when I become eligible, whichever vaccine is being offered by my government, I should be able to take it.